This here is some of the stuff that when I was out this weekend at my great-great-great-grandpa's house in Grafton. Anyway, I figured I would go and pick up some of the stuff around the house that would have been my great-great-great-grandpa would have had in his house, and also my grandma too would have had in there. But all this stuff is kind of cool. This would have been last touched by my ancestors, which is kind of cool. This here would have been one of their jars that they would have had for their mason jars for their food that my great-great-great-great-grandma would have put all the preserves in that they would have got out of their fields or out of the trees and stuff that have apples or whatever in there. We'll go through it little bit by little bit. You've got, apparently, my oldest got three great-grandpa. He liked his whiskey, because this is definitely a whiskey bottle. So you have whiskey. You've got plenty of, like, say, pieces of their mason jars that they would have put their preserves in. You had here some beer bottles even. More of, this one actually would have been a mineral water. You got more of the mason jars. You got up here the mason jar seal lids that my grandma would have sealed the year's stuff that they preserved in. You got two different lids that she used. This one right here, kind of a milky white one. This one's more of a softer white. And let's go through the other stuff. You've got right here, I found two pieces of a school little chalkboard thing that they would have had to be able to do their homework. They'd been probably homeschooled, or actually they had that little schoolhouse there. This would have probably been in that schoolhouse that's up there in Rockville, or not Rockville, in Grafton. But they would have taken their little, this would have been their laptop to take home, but they could have done all their schoolwork on it. There'd been a big sheet of it that they could have had chalk and done homework. So this could be would have been my great-great-grandma's, possibly my great-grandma's, could have been up there and been writing on this chalkboard thing. But I found a couple of pieces of that out in the yard. Then you got here, this is a seal on the bottom of a plate, but I can't make it out. Because they did come from England, and so I'm sure some of the plates and stuff would have came with them from England and got broken and then discarded out into the field right by their house. But I walked around to see if I could find any of their fine ware that they had for special occasions, and this is one right here. I didn't find too much, because I don't think they were well off. You know, it had fancy wear. But I found that one, and then this one here. That would have been a nice one. That would have been for a special occasion. Maybe for Christmas, they could have brought that fine plate out. This one has like a little maker's mark on it. Again, a lot of this stuff they could have brought over when they came across the sea from England, and then finally met its demise in Grafton. Here's a little mug, the bottom of one. Maybe a shaving mug. This one here, I can tell what this is. This here is for their pepper sauce that they had on their food. That's what that is. Then right here you got some type of tray that would have been maybe in their bathroom, which their bathroom was just a sink. A metal wash tub probably in their kitchen that they had done washing. But yeah, and it's turned purple. And I found this here, which is, it could be two things. Either it's a doll head, piece of a doll head, or it could have been like a little figurine that would have been in my great-great-great-grandma's house that she would have had sitting on, maybe on that fireplace that I'll show you a picture of. Yeah. But if not, it could have been one of the little dolls that one of the kids had and it busted. That's what it feels like. Could have been the top of the doll head. I have no idea what this is. My guess is something, maybe a little shaker for spice or something. Could have been a pie, like a little decoration thing would let air through. But yeah, something of my ancestors. Then this would have been inside their kitchen. This would have been something that held food, because this is the type of stoneware that you kept food in. So that would have been in the kitchen with my grandma's. That piece right here and this piece are both from that same thing. Would have been stoneware in the kitchen for keeping food or preparing food. And right here, I found a piece of pot that would have been flowers that had been sitting out. So they even had nice little flowers that they would have put out on their porch. But this is a little stoneware for flowers that my great-great-great-grandma would have had. Then you can see all the plates, the different things. You had like dinner plates. There's one here that had a little bit of wear on it. Look at that. A little bit fancier. Here's another nice bowl. But most of it, like I say, most of it is pretty plain. Oh, there's a piece of little stamp on it. But most of it's pretty plain. They didn't have, I haven't found very much fancy ware. Oh, and here's a cup that my great-great-great-grandpa would have drank out of. Even my great-great-great-great-grandma would have drank out of that. And the coolest thing I found was this thing here. This is a harmonica. Piece of a harmonica that my three great-grandpa would have had, or grandma. Somebody in the family played harmonica back in the 1800s. And this would have been in that house. The music would have been filling up that house in Grafton. This one's more, this is like one of the really special ones because this is like part of sound coming out of that house. And his mouth would have been right up on there to be able to sit there and play the harmonica and make sounds. What kind of sounds would my three great-grandpa and grandma been playing in their house with the harmonica? But yeah, I plan on going back up there and getting more of it because I'm putting it in a jar, all this stuff that I'm finding, and then labeling it because I want to preserve the stuff from my heritage. But yeah, how many people can go and look and find pieces of their ancestry that's still on the ground, that last touched by them hundreds of years ago? Me, I can. Yeah. Anyway, let's put it in the jar and we can find some more later on. But yeah, pretty cool. I'll show you some pictures of the people and how my lineage goes from who held this last to me.